everybody, how you doing? This is Matt Van Horn with 3 Mile Domination. I'm broadcasting this video directly from Port St. Lucie, Florida. It's about Saturday at 5:30 Eastern Time, and we are preparing for the landfall of Hurricane Irma. For those of you who've been keeping track of this online and on the television there, it's about to hit Florida. Thankfully, it was coming towards the East Coast where I live. Now, unfortunately, it looks like it's heading towards the West Coast in the Fort Myers, Naples, and Tampa area. Right now it's a Category 3 storm. They project it to be a Category 4, which is going to be absolutely devastating. As you can see behind me, this is one of the runoff canals not too far from my home, and you can see how fast it's filling up. The thing is probably 15 or 20 foot deep. If you can look behind me, you can see the clouds moving. They're moving at a very, very fast clip. We're already starting to get rain squalls. It's coming in. Sustained winds are already floating around the 16 to 20 mile an hour range with gusts higher than that. Tomorrow, Sunday afternoon, we should have them in the 50 mile an hour range. Unfortunately, the west coast of Florida, when it hits there, they're going to have winds 100 plus sustained, gusting probably higher than 150, so as you can imagine, it's going to do a lot of damage. For those of you who watched the aftermath in Houston from Harvey, you saw some of the storm surge and flooding. I don't expect to have the same flooding in Florida, but we are going to have some. They were expecting the storm surge in Tampa to hit about 13 feet. So the reason I'm making this video, no, I'm not crazy. It hasn't really hit us that hard yet, so I'm just out there in a little bit of wind. But what I wanted to talk about was preparing for hurricanes. These things do happen, especially if you live anywhere on the southeastern seaboard or in the Gulf, along the coast in the Gulf. You are prone to having hurricanes. Unfortunately, every year we have a couple of these that hit. Every year we have a few more that are heading towards us that miss. As of 2 days, Irma was a powerful Category 5, and it was aiming right towards my hometown. And then unfortunately the tracks shifted to the west. So these things come very fast. So as a self-storage owner, operator, investor, you need to think about, how am I going to handle this situation? If I have this large storm coming towards me, what am I going to do? How long am I going to allow people on the property? Because it's dangerous to be on a self-storage property during a hurricane. So you need to figure out when you're going to close and lock up your doors. How are you going to take care of your office? Where are you going to put your files? What are you going to do with your computer system? Are you going to back everything up? How are you going to clean the property? You got to get everything off and around the property so it doesn't fly around. Everything at 75 mile an hour is a bullet. So you have to take care of that. How are you going to board up, or are you going to put hurricane shutters? Do you have a generator? Do you need one? Do you have plenty of fresh water? These are the things, gasoline, these are the things that run out very quickly. You have to understand, in these situations, people tend to panic. There is not a gas station anywhere in my neighborhood or anywhere probably close to this city that has gasoline right now. There is no more gasoline or propane. So you have to really start to think. The other thing is how long do I keep my people at the property? A lot of times people think, especially if you don't live in Florida or you've never been through one of these, oh, well, I can just let them stay there until the storm hits, or until they say, until they have to evacuate. Well, most of the time you only have to evacuate if you're on a coastal area, but that doesn't mean the storm is not going to affect you further inland. It's going to affect way further inland. So if you have some managers that would like to, like I had, that would like to evacuate the state, then you need to make a decision on when you're going to be able to let them leave. Or do you have someone else that can run the property, or are you just going to close it down for a few days, which sometimes is the safer route? I know the managers that I had that were leaving Florida, it took them, I believe, almost 18 hours to get out of Florida and then into North Carolina, I believe is where they're heading. So it's one of those things that you need to decide what you're going to do, and you need to make quick decisions, which is why if you have a plan already in place on how you're going to handle this, it will make your life a lot easier. So again, work on your emergency plan. You've seen what happened in Houston. You're going to see what's going to happen in Florida, because it's going to be very bad down on the west coast, unfortunately. We're all going to see the aftermath, so now's the time to really sit down and decide, what am I going to do? If you manage properties in or operate in North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, along the Gulf Coast, even up into Virginia and north, what are you going to do if a hurricane hits? How are you going to plan for it? So these are things you really need to do. Now, as the conditions get worse and it's still safe, I will come out here and record some videos so you can kind of see the progression of how this gets worse. Again, this is very early. We're only getting sustained winds of probably around 15 to 20 miles an hour. Gusts maybe a little higher than that. Nothing too major yet, but tomorrow it's going to be a lot worse. So I'm going to, again, try to document this for you so you can see in real time from somebody standing outside what's going on. So if you guys are in Florida and you're watching this video as it's posted, posted. Please be safe. If you are outside of Florida and you are watching this and just shaking your head, get prepared, put together an emergency plan, get it in your operations manual. So this is Matt Van Horn with 3 Mile Domination, and I'll be back with you guys as soon as I can.
Thanks so much for watching. We love to give away free books that will help your self-storage business. To pick up your free copy of Self-Storage Domination, the actions you must take to dominate your competition, simply go to selfstoragedomination.com.